There are two ways you can respond to fear. You can either curl up in a ball or feel like you want to hide away and you just want to not feel like you want to be seen. You just want to get it over with. You don't even want to deal with it. So sometimes running away from something that scares you or putting something off when you know you should deal with it or you should face that thing. And then another response you can make is to stand up and to face that thing, to go head on. Don't try to take any detours, but face that thing, jump over the hurdle. And sometimes as humans, we might not always respond our greatest or show up our greatest to fear. But I believe it's important to remember that when you feel scared, when you feel like life is just trying you and you just feel like, I don't know if I can make it through this. I don't even want to, I'm scared to try this thing. I'm scared to start dating, or I'm scared to go to that event because I don't know anybody, or I'm scared to take this trip. I'm scared to switch my job, or I'm scared to try this new business venture. I'm scared to post and be online. I'm just scared. There's so many moments in our lives, so many things we could choose to be scared and run away from. Or we can reverse that and think a little bit differently about fear and how that shows up in our life. What about like, hey, this thing is scary, but maybe I'm excited for this. Maybe my body's just saying, hey, it's a new challenge. We don't really know exactly how we're responding, but we're waiting for you to show us how we should respond. And then that's your choice to be like, hey, this is how we're going to respond to this. This is how we're going to carry ourselves to this new moment. And this is how we're going to carry ourselves through this thing. Now, fear and feeling scared or unsure about things is a normal human experience. There's no way you can go through life feeling like you will never be scared, you will never be able to face something that is challenging. Like without being able to face things that are terrifying, things that feel like there's so much unknown, then you won't be able to show your body and teach yourself that you can go through this, that you are capable to move through this. Like, say for instance, you are starting a new school, or maybe you're switching schools. Being the new person, you're being someone that not a lot of people know, and you're in a totally new environment. It's kind of scary. Like, I just recently moved from a place that I'm familiar with, and I had my group of people. I had my support that was with me, and I felt comfortable. For the longest time, I felt comfortable. But at the same time, I knew it was time for a season of change. It was scary. I was excited for it because I wanted the new challenge, but it was also kind of scary to go to my first event, to shake someone's hand and be like, hi, my name is Dania, and I just moved here. And much to my surprise, a lot of people were very welcoming to me being the new person. They're very open to sharing, like, hey, you should try this, you should go here. Here are some of my things that I like to do in this new area. I think you're capable of making it in a new environment, in a new place, especially if you know that new place, the next step, is the right choice for you. Whether it's you feel like you're getting comfortable in the same situation that you're in, it could be a job or relationship, but that doesn't mean that we're skipping from thing to thing to thing, but you know yourself, you know your body well. And if it's time to move to a new season, if that place, that situation, whatever it is that you're in is not good for you, and it's time to shift, then go ahead and take that time to figure out what that new thing is for you. And even in that moment when you know, yes, I should move, yes, I should change this thing, yes, I need to make these shifts and change in my life, it's gonna feel uncomfortable. My body's gonna resist me so much. Trust that is what it's gonna feel like. Your body's gonna resist you, your body's gonna be scared, you're probably gonna not always want to go out and be the new person, be the one who it might be solo, doing things on your own for a little bit. But that's totally fine. Eventually you'll be able to find your people, to find people who support you and you support them as well. And I'm not sure how long it will take as far as like time, the amount of effort and focus that you're putting into that thing, that will determine when you find those people, when you find your place, your community. And it might feel scary, it might feel unknown, like I said before, but it's okay to move through and go through these things. As humans, a lot of times we crave and move towards things that are comfortable, things that we're familiar with. But sometimes having that change, something that is scary, is good for us. Different experiences in our lives help us to show us that we're capable of new things. We're capable of different challenges, no matter what age you're at. Like, even from a young child who's learning how to ride their bike for the first time, maybe they're going to the school for the first time. But even if someone who's older and maybe you're retiring and it's like, okay, what do I do with my time? What do I do with my life? Or maybe you're trying to find a new career path, something that you want to focus your life in. If you've been in one career for some time and either you're retiring or want to shift to something else, you can definitely do that. It might feel scary, weird, but know that you're capable to move through this new season. I think life can surprise you if you allow it and if you let yourself have those different experiences. One time for my birthday, I went to a totally new city. I've always wanted to go to the city and I decided that I'm gonna do it. I did it solo, I did it by myself, and I was straight in the city. I'm not really a city girl. And I don't think really I'm a country girl, but I went to this new city and I wanted to be open to different experiences. Had a little bit of plan, but I also wanted to be open. I knew some people, like some family and friends, and I did visit them. But for the remainder of my trip, I wanted to be able to experience new things by myself, alone in a new place, and to learn how to figure things out. And doing that was scary. Sometimes being in a new city and being in a new place can be fun for a minute, but then you're just like, okay, how do I navigate this place? How are the people in this environment? Can I vibe with it? And one thing that I was so excited and so happy when I look back at those memories and the photos and videos I have from that, I went to an orchestra for the first time. Now, I like a lot of different type of music. But something, I was sitting in the, if you call it the nosebleeds in the orchestra, I don't know if that's what you call it. But I was sitting at the very top of the auditorium and I was listening to an artist that I've never heard of. I think I bought my ticket the night before. I had no idea who this person was. I didn't know exactly. I've never been to this place before. It was a new city, and I don't even think I was the best dressed and I was not even prepared. I had the best thing I had with me that day and I wore it and I made my way to my seat. I sat down and I was blown away. Like the music, and I was so glad that I was able to hear that artist, because his story, it reminded me that there's so much inspiration you can take from life, and there's a lot of different nuances and things in life, and you can learn from that. And I saved one of the songs, and in this moment I'm blanking on his name, but the music and just the way the artist flowed through things, he was so unique, so different, and not even what I expected from hearing an orchestra. Mind you, I've never been to one before, but whatever he was doing felt so unique and so different. And that's what I mean for you, that you can allow yourself and give yourself the opportunity to try something new, to try something different. Now, maybe you might not go to a new city, but you can go to a different event. Or maybe you can go to a different town. Like, there's so much that you can do in your environment to allow yourself these different experiences, that you just can't let fear hold you back from whatever that creative idea that you have. You don't have to throw your life. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm gonna quit my job today. I'm gonna throw all this. I'm just gonna go here and I'm gonna make it happen. It's possible. A lot of people make that possible, but for everyone, that's not always gonna work out, and that's not necessarily because of fear. But if you're someone who wants to be able to build something, you don't have to be the person, you don't have to look at everyone else and compare those who might have done that. You can be like, hey, what can I do in the time that I have, and until maybe you're ready to do that, or maybe until you know that that's something that you're meant to do with your life. You can do and you can create the life you want just by taking a step every day. Every day, doing something that gets you to the next thing that it is that you want to do, that you want to experience, is within your reach. For some time in my life, I've allowed other people, other things, other people's beliefs dictate the things that I allowed myself to do. And what that did for me at that moment was show me that I didn't trust myself, that I couldn't believe in myself, that I wasn't capable of these things, and that I couldn't trust exactly my own body and how I felt about certain things. I think, and I truly believe as humans, we have more discernment than we think. And if you're someone who feels like you're always having to ask other people to give you permission to do things, then it's time for you to take a step back and learn yourself, teach yourself, and practice being someone who builds a life with their own vision, that you can trust yourself and be someone who knows exactly what they want out of life. And that does take time. Trust, it does take time, especially if you haven't always done that. You're out of practice with that. But as children, I think as young people, a lot of times we know exactly who we are, but sometimes when we get older and there's different things like life, people, friends, family, environment, social pressure, and all the things that might dictate or shift how we believe or see ourselves. But as humans, and when you get older, it is your responsibility to show yourself how to live your life. And you can't keep blaming outside forces, people, friends, family, faith, whatever that might be, about the circumstances and the things that are happening in your life. At some point, you're going to have to be able to face life and be like, everything that is happening to me is because of me. And you can take that different ways. Sometimes it feels really harsh, but at other times it can be something that empowers you to take the next step. And today I just wanted to remind you that whenever you're faced a challenge, whenever you're faced something might be difficult or something that feels maybe kind of heavy, like you're not really sure exactly what step to take or where you want to go with this, or maybe you feel like, hey, it's time for me to stop sitting back on my life and get back in the driver's seat and start to take more control over life. Because honestly, nothing happens when nothing happens. And you can't expect life to be beautiful and something magical to happen if you're not out there tending to the weeds, you're not out there gardening and like pruning and cutting and trimming and watering. You can't expect this beautiful garden in your life if you're not out there tending to it and making sure and maintaining it. So think about whatever you're going through right now, whether that's a tough decision to make, or maybe there's something new that's in your life and you're not sure if you're ready or you feel ready to accept that. If you know, and if you can think for yourself and say, I know this is a good decision for me. I know that this is something that could take me to the next step in my life, then I think you know your answer. Fear doesn't have to be the thing that stops you. It can be the thing that launches you.